I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey, it's Dr. Jiahu, and something I haven't talked about in a long time is Star Trek Discovery. I binge watched about 5 episodes because, the thing about the holidays, it's very difficult to get into shows like Star Trek or really anything because there's so many holiday things going on. There's either festivities or even in this time of COVID, I still have a lot of things going on in my life. So it was hard to sit down every Thursday to watch Star Trek. So at least I did start from the beginning. But what I really enjoyed was being able to put off about 1 to 2 to 3 weeks and then just sit and watch those 3 episodes. The reason for that is I'm not very patient when it comes to my television shows. And I want to be able to watch them fast enough and quickly enough. So I did that with the finale. And I have to say that I really enjoyed a lot of the story. I know some people are, and by the way, spoilers, if you have not watched Star Trek Discovery's finale in season 3, we were all trying to figure out what the burn was. I mean, that obviously was the arc of this season. We were trying to figure out what happened. What could have caused every starship to blow up, And now, admittedly, I'm going to have to go back and watch the series again because I still have some questions. It seems like they were doing pretty well without that much dilithium in the first place. I mean, Book's ship seemed something out of Star Wars, and it was flying pretty well. So, now that we know that there is a whole planet of dilithium out there that you can mine and so forth, what does this mean? Are we just going to get better ships? Are we going to see, I've got to be honest, I miss the classic style starships that we all have grown to love over the vast few 50 plus years of Star Trek. The Constellation, Enterprise, Voyager, even the Defiant of DS9. There's just some kind of symmetry with all those ships. When you look at Enterprise from the series Enterprise, it still looks like a Federation starship. Discovery, up until they went into the future and got a whole retrofit and became Discovery A, was still pretty much in line with those ships. And the ships of the time were still, pretty much in line with the idea, the base design of what starships look like. But once they got the retrofit and the nacelles were separated, I mean, I'm all about future looking. Let me just say first, it looked cool. Of course it did. The ship looks awesome. It's got this kind of metallic look to it, and the nacelles are different and so forth. But I just miss them being attached. It says that this is for better maneuverability and so forth. Okay, I get it. Now, the Eisenberg ship, the Nog, that was a pretty cool ship. That has a really cool design, very futuristic. There's other ships that I saw that I just didn't understand. I just didn't get them. Now, of course, there was the Voyager, and many fans picked up on that. We're very excited because it's a nod to Voyager, and I believe it's the Voyager J. So I like the design. It looked like a more modern version of the starships. It was the same with Picard. When I saw Picard, I was trying to figure out how these ships were going to look like during the time of Picard. Was it going to look like what we saw in later episodes of Next Generation, where we had future ships where they had 3 warp nacelles, or we didn't get a really good look of them. Even at the last Picard episode, we didn't get to really see them that good. We just kind of saw them all jump out of warp, and there they were. So I was kind of frustrated because I want to see what these ships look like. I didn't want them to look like just, some kind of future version of starships. So I was a little bummed at that. I really miss the classic design. Sorry, but that's my tidbit. The burn, of course, we learned that it was just some kind of psychic impulse that was generated by a Kelpian because he lost his mother, which, of course, child loses his mother, that goes out, and because of the amplitude, I guess, or whatever of the planet, boom, there you go. Okay, plausible, great. I like the idea because it wasn't something we expected. We tend to immediately go with, oh, terrorism, or a villain did something to create, it was a simple thing. It was a child who misses his mother, you know? So even though some people felt that it wasn't, exciting, it always reminds me of, Doctor Who when he's like, something anticlimactic. It's good for my hearts. I still think that it was kind of heartwarming. This poor kid had his mother die, and his emotions just boom, which shows us, if anything, how destructive our emotions can be if we don't keep them in check. We can destroy an entire fleet of starships in one sitting. So, but again, there's hope, because now there's a planet with dilithium, and we're going to probably see more and better starships. Of course, Saru's off now to help out his new fellow Kelpian. We have Captain Michael Burnham. We no longer have Georgiou, but we knew that she was going to have to leave the show at some point because she has her own show coming up. So she went through the gateway, which was kind of a cool nod to one of my favorite episodes, City on the Edge of Forever. Harlan Ellison, great story. So I really enjoyed it, and I like the different way of looking at it. It was a door this time instead of going through the gateway. So great. We're gonna see how she comes back and how she does her thing. But new costumes, I just wanted to talk about that. I've always said this. My favorite costumes, my favorite uniforms from the Star Trek universe have always been, I think will always be, the DS9 Voyager jumpsuits. There's something about it that's just very sleek. It's simple and done. I think when you start adding, I never really warmed up to the Discovery blue suits. Too many things, and of course, we go back to the original. Those are also my favorite because, again, they were simple and they were just one color. You had the gold or mustard, whatever you want to call it. You had your blue or teal, and then you had your red. That's it. Simple to the, end of chase. Because you would think the future would be a lot easier and simpler. Now, I guess you could say the season 2 Discovery outfits that were worn by the Enterprise crew and Pike, those are okay. Those are all right. Those fit. Those are great. Simple color, very simple. I never liked the boots. I love the boots of Next Generation. I love the boots of the original series, but I do not like the boots of this new series. They look like weird gym shoes or moon boots, So the new outfits that we see, Michael Burnham and crew now wear on board the USS Discovery, okay, I kind of like. I don't think I'm 100% sold on them. The gray, it kind of goes back to the motion picture, Star Trek the Motion Picture, where there were just kind of gray, whites, and blues. I really didn't like those outfits either. They were too much like pajamas. These are a little bit more militaristic with all the pins and all the, like the shoulder pad pins and this and that. It's just a little bit busy for me. And again, that's why I love the simplicity of the DS9 Voyager jumpsuits. And even the ones from the movies, once everybody changed to like the gray and black with the tunic being the color of, whether it was red or teal or yellow. That again was all simplistic, a little bit much more darker, militaristic. But for me, my costume will always be, when I cosplay Star Trek, it's always the DS9 Voyager jumpsuits. They're just my favorite. Okay, so other than that, I think overall the series had some very good highs. It had some areas where I'm like, okay, I can just talk through these scenes, and some new character additions, which were fun. Some new Trill mythology, which was also kind of cool to see how a Trill could be generated through a holographic field. I thought that was awesome. Hey, they could do this in season 4. And I think there was a lot of heart and a lot of belief and faith, and Stamets having kind of like this whole family unit now on board Discovery, which really pissed him off when Michael, kind of kicked him off the ship. But again, she did it for the benefit of everybody. And from what I read, that is something we're going to see in season 4, but he'll get over it. Well, he should, because he was trying to save everybody. She was trying to save everybody. So, and of course, we'll have to see where this new season 4 comes. I know that reportedly they're not doing production yet. I think it's going to be 2 shows and then season 4 of Discovery. So it looks like everyone's going to have a bit of a break, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyways, that's all I have for this edition of Star Trek Discovery Season 3 and finale review. I mean, I'm sure I can go with a lot more stuff, but I don't want to. Okay, everybody be good. Bye.